Time for the disagreement hour.
Woo!
Woo! Wow, woo, welcome all viewers, all two of you.
Oh.
Where is everyone?
7. It said 7 when we hit the live button.
Where is everyone? Come on, hit the thumbs up.
I don't know. Where is everyone?
Let us know you're live in the chat. We're talking about trending news. If you're in the comic book stuff and if you're in the Marvel.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get hot up in here because I had to oh shoot, I have a noodle.
What is that? What is this? What is going on? This is so unprofessional. Come on.
I just noticed that. Here, Kelly. Kelly, come here.
So if you haven't been paying attention today, a blow to Marvel. Rob Liefeld has decided to leave Marvel because of Kevin Feige.
And I'm pissed at Kevin Feige.
Yes, I know you are. I'm
really upset, and I'm disappointed in my good pal Bruce, the better half of the Power Hour. I mean the other half of the Power Hour. What did I say?
Yeah, you said it right the first time.
No. So explain. Of course, I did not read the article, but before we even start talking about, we have a few minutes behind the scenes before we go live, and I'm like, well, that's BS. I side with Liefeld. I don't like what Feige did there. This is probably the most critical I've been of Feige in a long time.
I don't think you've ever been critical of Feige.
Yes, I have. There's been mistakes. Mistakes have been made.
I would like to see proof of that, please.
Can you summarize what's going on? I'll read the article too, but why is he saying he's leaving? What's the reason?
I know last year, at the beginning of the year, he announced that he would no longer be drawing Deadpool, that he was retiring from anything Deadpool. And then Deadpool and Wolverine came out. There was an after party. Kevin Feige snubbed him at the party, allegedly, and he was not invited to the after party for the film after the premiere.
Okay.
So, and I believe he wrote an email to Marvel, and there was no response, and he wanted more credit, a bigger credit, creative spot for the credits, the end credits, or somewhere in the beginning for his role as Deadpool's creator, like the creators of Superman got for the first Superman movie, where their name appeared first, I believe.
Okay.
Before the movie started.
I don't know. From what I've heard from other people and from you, Bruce, is that there's multiple creators. But he's the main one, though? The main one that created Deadpool?
Well, when it comes to creating new characters, you always credit the artist and the writer.
Mm-hmm.
So there's credit for the writer of Deadpool also.
Yes.
Co-creator.
He's a co-creator.
Yes.
I think as long as he didn't do something cancel worthy, and he's current Marvel, he's a current Marvel employee, why would you not invite him to the after party? And you threw a jab at him in the movie. There's a joke at his expense in the movie. Aren't we having fun here? Aren't we having fun with the character that you helped co-create? So why would you do that? That's completely uncool. Completely uncool. I'm very upset with Feige.
Well,
does it hurt to have him be at a party?
I believe when after the movie was released, or during the trailer where they showed Liefeld's feet, or the name of the shop, I forgot the name of the shop.
Yeah.
There's I believe he tweeted out that was cool, so he was fine with it.
Okay, yeah, but okay, we can laugh with him, but we can't and celebrate with him too. I would invite all the creators of Deadpool that are still alive. You know, I think they are.
Blue Jay, the other co-creator was Fabian Nacera.
Okay, so I think this is a bad look for Feige, and I'm extremely disappointed. And I completely side with Rob Liefeld, and it doesn't even mean that I love his work or anything. I'm just no, I'm not pretending. I do side with creatives. I can't stand no talent executives. Now, I think Feige is a talented executive. I think he's one of the best out there. He doesn't do everything right, but he does a lot right. And Perp says somehow this is Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's doing this, reeks of them. Man, Perp is going on a mission against Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. There may be something with that. There may
to be fair, for the last 30 plus years, it has been a running joke that Liefeld cannot draw feet.
Yes.
It's nothing new.
Okay. What did
he knows it? Everyone knows it.
What did he say? Why would they not let him go to the after party?
I have no idea what went on behind the scenes that he wasn't invited to the after party.
You're playing this more milquetoast now than you were before. You're like, before you were like, oh, so what? Marvel owns the IP. They don't have to invite him. IP. I know, but that's not. This is what I don't like about IP work in Hollywood, where they treat creatives.
This is not Hollywood. This is the comic.
It's
industry.
It's tied to Hollywood, and it's Disney and Marvel. This is what I don't like, where they treat creatives so horribly. Yes, they don't have to do it. I agree with you there. I agree with that sentiment. They don't have to, but they should. They should, though. That's what I completely disagree. They should. He's available. He wanted to go. You have a joke at his expense in the movie. Let him go to the after party and have some fun. Unless it was Ryan Reynolds.
I blame Ryan Reynolds for everything.
Oh, here we go. A gun nut is saying, remember when James Gunn invited all those comic creators on the Super? No, I know, Samuel. I'm just kidding with you.
I don't know. I've as everyone knows, I am not a fan of Deadpool.
Well, that's your bias then.
Not a bias.
Yeah, so okay, if it was what's your favorite comic book hero?
Cyclops, Batman.
Okay,
Spider-Man.
So if one of their creators was available, wanted to go to after party to a movie, would you be upset then because you like the character?
Well, James Gunn would invite them.
Maybe.
Well, most of DC's creators are dead. They are dead.
That's true.
Batman,
but if they were available, you should invite them. I mean, aren't we celebrating the art of comics and what comics has brought to the movie industry now? You know? Let me see. Talati has been a member for 23 months. Thank you. Thank you.
And if anybody has watched Rob Liefeld on Whatnot, the way he treats people in his audience that disagrees with him, he blocks them or tries to correct them. He blocks them automatically. No talking.
Well, that's lame.
He constantly makes fun of the way Todd McFarlane talks.
Okay.
And his art that he can't draw.
That's douchey, but that doesn't mean he shouldn't be. That doesn't mean he should be blocked from the after party.
I'm not saying that should be. You never know what happened behind the scenes. We weren't there. All we have is the article to go by, and a little bit of Rob Liefeld's podcast that he does every week.
I didn't know he did a podcast. Do we have a clip we could watch?
Oh, sure. It's called. It's actually just audio. It's Rob Observations with Rob Liefeld.
To Mega Therian, maybe Rob is a D. Okay, but as long as he didn't do anything cancel worthy, I mean, like he didn't join Comicsgate or anything, did he?
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm saying I know people, I know creatives that don't work in the industry, that don't work for DC or Marvel anymore, that could be seen as a bad look, and then I can understand it. I
But
can
at the same
understand it.
time, I had time to think about it. You might be right on this one. Regardless of what he was at the party. There was no reason at the premiere. There's no reason for him not to have been invited to the after party. And no reason that Kevin Feige should have ignored his emails or ignored him, Rob Liefeld and his wife at the premiere. That
Oh,
was
he
just
ignored them
disrespectful.
too?
Yeah, he snubbed them.
Like he didn't even talk to them?
No.
And then there's this saying he says he puts out a claim that Feige's not great to creatives in the industry.
Correct.
Well.
He's not great to comic book creators. Marvel doesn't treat comic book creators correctly.
Mm-hmm. Let me see what this says. Figure Drawing says, I met Liefeld so mad on a few occasions. Oh, you made Liefeld so mad on a few occasions. He asked what artist moved the needle, and I said Dan Mora, and he exploded.
Well, to be fair, Dan Mora's art is on another level. There are very few artists that can do covers and also do interior work on comics, and Dan Mora is top notch for that.
Okay. Okay, he is maybe he is an ultra D-bag, but aren't there a lot of D-bags in Hollywood after parties anyway? I mean, it's not a Diddy party, so you know.
I don't know who went to a Diddy party.
Maybe I don't. I mean that. Why would you not invite this man? I'm very disappointed in Feige. Feige, I think this is lame. Okay, he could be a D-bag, and if you're really gonna not invite him, make sure he doesn't know that there's an after party. Then.
Oh, you know, I was.
I'll tell Rob about the after party, please. You know?
I will say this: the way the comic community is responding to this news, a lot of Marvel fans are cheering. They said, hopefully, Frank Miller's next to get out of Marvel because Frank Miller and Rob Liefeld have been known. Well, people have not liked their style of covers in the last couple of years.
So they want to get rid of Frank Miller just because his new art isn't got great because he's old.
His art
this
is
ages
BS. He should not work at all.
Okay, don't buy the comic then. But he's a talent that doesn't deserve to be disrespected.
I didn't say he deserves to be doesn't deserve.
I'm not mad at you in this situation. I'm mad at the comic book community.
But
get rid of Miller next because his current covers suck. Man, wow, what disrespect!
At what point would you hire a horrible contractor to work on your house? Just because he was good
I wouldn't hire him to build my house, but if he did good work for the industry in the past, I would treat him with respect and not kick him to the curb. You know?
There we go. Zaggy. His art sucks the past 5 years.
Okay, he still did a lot for
he doesn't get my money.
Okay, he doesn't need to get, but you want to treat him like crap though? Okay.
Well, he doesn't have to be treated like crap. And you know, here's an example of some. I know I have a few friends that love this cover, and
I want to get him
hate this cover.
Yeah, I don't like that cover. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. The chest is weird. I don't like that style. Okay.
What do you want to do? You want to read the article or listen to his podcast?
I want to listen to his podcast first.
Okay.
I don't like how the comic community is just like, oh yeah, his art sucks, so treat him like crap. He doesn't deserve the party.
Did anyone in the chat say treat him like crap? No.
Well,
he just said his art track.
So if you liked his art, then he should go to the party. If you like his art, that's the differential.
No, we don't know what happened behind the scenes, Max. There could have been something said or done that got him disinvited, or Kevin Feige was being a big douchebag and his ego got to his head and think he was better than everyone and didn't invite. Liefeld.
Okay.
All right.
I just think in this specific situation where there's not video of it.
No, there's no video of it.
Okay.
At least I couldn't find it. So we just
have to. I think in this specific situation where they even take a jab at him as a joke in the movie, that's kind of really bad taste to not let him be at the party. All right, let's hear this. What says that? Let me see what Degrassi says.
Degrassi said, ask many of the former writers and artists who worked with him at all of his failed self-publishing ventures how much money he owes him.
Okay, then sue him. But that's still no reason to treat him to block him from a party. You know, if he did something that sounds douchey, he has some bad business practices. I'm saying unless he's cancel worthy, unless he joined a little group of former comic creators, and is a really a bad stigma around him, then I'm okay with him being around.
I just think there's just like him and McFarlane, they do have a reputation of being hard and difficult to work with.
Yes, I've heard that too. You know, Voltaire won't shut up about it.
Because where's the Spawn movie?
Tom McFarlane ruined Voltaire's childhood because he wouldn't sign his comic.
Have the other creators been invited to the after party?
Well, you couldn't get Lee away from it, Jim Lee, when or Stanley. I'm sorry.
I will say this: Liefeld, McFarlane, Jim Lee, who else? Eric Larson were the top artists of the 90s, early 90s into the late 90s. There's no denying that. They will forever be remembered as legends. But does it really matter if his name didn't get a more prominent spot in the credits for Deadpool and Wolverine? Does it really matter? He's still going to get a check. He's still getting paid.
Well, I mean, his name is in there. If his name is in there, I'm okay with it. Did they put the writer of Deadpool at the top and then him at the bottom of the thing, or why is it saying more prominent? I don't understand. I'd have to see the context.
Here we go. Liefeld attempted to shut out other Deadpool creators from royalties. You don't understand how duplicitous he is.
If that's accurate, that's the first thing I could see that would really be like, okay, then I would start the question. If he tried to cut other people out of credit and royalties, then I can understand. Yeah. Then I'm more understanding of the situation.
All right, let's get to this Robservations with Rob Liefeld. This can be found on Apple and Spotify.
Wait a second. Is this the guy that's with John Campea? What's his name? Robert Meyer Burnett. Robert Meyer Burnett makes Robservations. What is this? He has a Robservation show.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know. Let's listen.
Liefeld is saying about Cable and Lady Deadpool and
sorry, didn't leave.
And Daniel, write my characters. Eric's athletes. I don't have to worry if I'm in the most promotion that they possibly could. They were regulated to maybe lower middle tier. You heard me talk with Robert Kirkman. Robert Kirkman said, I've just heard that that retailers do look to Marvel and how many covers they're putting on a book is them sending you a message of how important that book is to you, is to them. How important that book is for them, for you to order. Most of the important books launch with 10 to 15 covers. If you're under that, if you're in the 5 to 6 range, I went and got your latest books, Deadpool Team Up. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how great. One time when I asked, we don't have the budget for that artist. That artist isn't in the budget. We won't spend on that artist. But you spent last year. We're not spending on this artist is what I was told. So basically my book, I'll put up against anything that came out 3 weeks. The clearly intended to look as if they're dead. Wolverine, Spider-Man, Captain America, Hulk.
I literally had a set.
And Danielle Moonstar was not going to get the job. It is.
Read the article. Okay.
Yeah, until I find it, because I had it set.
I know how that is. Then it messes up on you when you're ready to go live.
Yeah.
All right. Let me bring up the article here. Remember to thumbs up both of our channels. Support the Power Hour. Going places with this series. We don't always agree, but listen. That's the first thing. If he really did some funny business trying to. Now this is an accusation too, so I don't know, and I trust people that bring up the accusation, but I would, that he tried to block out other creatives from getting credit and royalties even is pretty despicable. if he tried to block out because maybe he wants sole credit for one of the characters that popped, you know, there's a lot of people behind it, but I don't have all the facts on that either. Okay, so it says Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld vows to cut ties with Marvel after Deadpool and Wolverine premiere issues. Okay, let me see. He's declared he has cut ties in all ways with Marvel after he and his family weren't invited to Disney's after party for last July's Deadpool and Wolverine premiere. Liefeld has other gripes with Marvel involving the placement of creator credits in the film, and that it's not just it's all creator credits. So that's another thing. That's a factor. I'm sure he's doing that because it's his own credit, but the placement of creator credits in these films, you know, if it was Stan Lee, they will put him right at the top, you know, but if it's anyone else other than Stan Lee, how do they treat him, you know? And what he perceives is, I actually think it would be really funny to have him as a cameo in the movie, honestly, when he was doing that shop. Anthony Cheese, and you should not be invited to the after party with that icon there next to you. All right. Liefeld attended the screening in the film, and what he perceives as a lack of respect from the film and television studios chief Kevin Feige. Liefeld attended the screening of Manhattan's Lincoln Center and says he posed on the red carpet with Deadpool and Wolverine creative team, but alleges the photos were deleted before they were posted anywhere. What? It was meant to embarrass, diminish, defeat me. That's really odd that he got pictures taken and then they didn't post them anywhere. That is kind of weird. It was meant to embarrass, diminish, defeat me, he said of his experience at his New York City premiere on the latest episode of his Robservations podcast. He added that his reps tried to get the Liefeld family into the party, but they were ultimately turned away by the studio's publicity team. Disney is the deciding factor here. To have them say you and your family are not welcome here, we tolerated you for the screening. At that point, I knew in my heart I couldn't go forward. Now, some have also said that the Disney publicity team is kind of out of touch, and this may not be Feige directly, but Feige, I would want him to have a better relationship with creatives. You know, I would want, because we've heard even with YouTubers when they premiered Galaxy's Edge, all these TikTokers got free passes to Galaxy's Edge at the very beginning, but people that have been covering it forever, like Christian Harloff.
Yeah.
Remember when he had his flip out? He's like, I've been busting my ass being a Star Wars fan. Now I like that moment. I think people thought it was pretty entitled and gross, but you know, he trying to be positive about Star Wars on the internet is a full-time job. It is a full-time job trying to find the good in Star Wars, even if you like it, trying to be positive and consistently talk about Star Wars.
I don't think it's that hard to find good in Star Wars. No. You've been getting good content for years.
No, but when he was doing it, when The Last Jedi and stuff, when he was doing it, and they just gave access to the most surface level social media influencers, and they did not give it to a lot of people that were talking about everything.
Media influencers surface level.
There are social media influencers that put in some hard work, discussion, and actual real discussion and promotion, like Christian Harloff. So this could be another Disney situation where their PR team is just, you know, whiffing, and it may not be Feige directly. But I would also oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Bruce.
All right.
You found it? Okay.
Yes. All right, here we go.
At the time, I sent this email in June of 2024. I obviously feel well within my means, and all I can think of at this time, as I did right before I came on, and I'm going to tell you, man, I was choking back tears. My wife was laughing at me because when Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster's name come up on that Superman scroll, man, it's a crowning achievement for comic book creators, and it deserves the take your breath away reaction. I wrote to Marvel
I agree with that.
on June 3rd of 2024. And I basically said, "Dear Marvel person," this is who I was supposed to contact. I said, "I'm writing as we are likely a month out from all the Deadpool Wolverine festivities." Now, this is June 3rd. The movie's opening, July 30th. So it's 2 months ahead of time. And I request in this, I say, I am writing you to ask what special arrangements or accommodations or special credit, anything special at all, could be provided in regards to the promotions and the celebration of the third film that Deadpool will be headlining. I then, in no certain terms, uncertain terms, and I'm reading it straight here, Marvel's treatment of creators has never been their strength. Okay. You know who's not going to argue with that? The Kirby estate, the Ditko estate.
I want to pause it right here.
Okay.
He sends this email that he wanted something special to happen in regards to this being the third film in the franchise. It was literally a month before premiere.
There's time to accommodate there. The main issue I have with this email is that he was combative towards the end of the email. You don't have great relationships, where he could have spun it and framed it in a more positive way. Is like, I'm very happy that the film division is having success. Can't we celebrate together or something and respect the creators that created it, instead of being combative? He was combative in the email.
Yes.
A little bit there. He was a little bit of attacking. So I agreed with everything he said to that point, that when you get the creators for DC and Superman right up at the top, that's a crowning achievement. And I want all creatives to be treated like that. I really do. People that create these characters deserve a lot of respect. But then he was, I would think, Rob, honestly, if you're talking about a low-level Disney employee that handles this PR, they might not move it forward because you were throwing shade later on in the email. Does that mean they still should have blocked you from doing it? I don't think so, no. But you had a chip on your shoulder right away. Whereas you said, where you could have framed it and been more positive, saying, "Can't we celebrate together the success of Deadpool and Wolverine? I would love to be there. I'm very happy with the films. You know, I heard there's a joke at my expense." He probably figured that out by then, you know, because it was in the trailer.
I don't know how people will take what he said about the whole Superman scroll and the creators being prominent, blah, blah, blah. You know,
I agree with that.
A lot of people will take that as he thinks Deadpool is just as important as Superman.
He never said that.
Well, it's inferred.
He says it's a crowning achievement for comic book creators. And he says creators, of course he's propping himself up, but let's prop them all up, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Margot Robbie is working on Evangeline, one of Liefeld's creations.
Okay. Well, listen, he's not no Neil Gaiman as far as we know, so I would invite him.
What are you doing, Max?
No, I'm saying that's a reason. That's a reason not. That's a reason not to invite. That's
now it's inappropriate.
No, that's a reason not to invite someone to the premiere. When Sandman 2 premieres, and people love the Sandman series on Netflix, I understand, but they don't want Gaiman anywhere near the product, after party, especially for that man. An after party.
Can we get back to Liefeld and Rob's Observations, which was a podcast that he created long before Robert Burnett Myers created.
Robert Meyer Burnett, yeah.
Whatever his name is, that guy. The Star Trek hater.
The people who fought in legal engagements with Marvel to get settlements and get arrangements that that took decades, okay? Marvel's treatment of creators has never been their strength. Without the worlds, the characters, and the concepts that we create, and in this specific case, the world of Deadpool, there are no films to shoot, no blockbusters to distribute, no Deadpool, Kidpool, Lady Deadpool, Deadpool Core, Shatterstar, Vanessa, so on. I said, I am not the easy button at Staples. I am the human imagination behind it all, okay?
You put that. Whoa! Pause it. You put that in the email.
Don't expect to be anything else.
Yes.
Is he just saying
it's
that?
Not the easy button.
Okay,
at
then
Staples.
Rob, dude, I'm rooting for you, man, but you're not making this easy. You know, you sound like a Karen. Karen Liefeld. Listen, I still think you should have. No, I listen. I would still talk.
I didn't go that far.
No, I will still talk to the dude.
Max.
I will still talk to the dude, but you're writing an email preemptively combative, and you sound like a Karen. And I still think you should have been able to go, but you have to understand how you sound. Look, I've worked in customer service for many years. You know, instead of saying the relationship with creatives is horrible and I'm not an easy button, what the hell are you? You sound like you're talking to a potential suitor, like you're looking for a hookup. I'm not no easy button. You're not going to get this. You know, what the hell are you talking about, Rob? That was awful. If you put that in the email, or are you just saying this for your podcast? That sounds awful. You know, I'm being real. If you actually put that in the email, that's lame.
He is the co-creator of Deadpool. Fabian and Sarah is the other co-creator.
And I will still talk to you, Rob. I'm going to reach out to you now that I know you have Robservations.
You know, I don't know. You can't have a character unless the writer thinks up the character. It's up to the job.
I want all creatives to be honored. He said all. He didn't say just me. He said all creatives. Now we have people in the chat like Degrassi said. There's stories about him trying to do the same things to his co-creatives. So he might be getting a taste of his own medicine. You know.
And here is Joe Kelly had more to do with Deadpool, today than his original creators, which is true. Joe Kelly turned Deadpool into the fourth wall breaking comedy, Merc with a mouth Deadpool that everyone seems to love. Not Liefeld. Liefeld just made a complete copy of Deathstroke. Just saying. So, all right, back to Rob and his email.
When you engage in this manner, you need to be bold. I said, I cannot be regulated to some random credit herd that comes late in the crawl as Marvel.
This is the email still?
It's
oh my God.
Yes.
I asked to be included in the promotion of the film, and I would like to attend the premiere domestic or abroad that I am able. I ask if we can involve Kevin Feige and Bob Iger in this in order to address it. At the end, I say, this is easy to address. When I ask about involving Kevin and Bob Iger in order to address this to satisfaction, I say comic creators cannot continue to be regulated as afterthoughts. That didn't say Rob Liefeld cannot continue. It said comic book creators
Rob,
cannot
but we know what
continue
you're
to be
talking
regulated
about.
as
Read
afterthoughts.
between the lines,
I said, this is easy to address. It's not difficult, but unless I reach out and address it, it will never manifest. I look forward to exciting opportunities ahead. I copied my agent, and I give the agency and his name on this, best Rob Liefeld. So what happened is I didn't get a return email on this. The Marvel rep flipped out on my representation. Not only.
There we go.
Okay, if you're not Feige himself or Bob Iger, I would see a Disney employee not even want to give this to their boss.
Yeah.
Because of the tone of the email. Do I think that's right? No. Like when I get something from a customer that's upset, I forward it no matter what, But I can easily see this guy's a Karen. He's combative in the email. It's not going to make my boss happy. You're not making it easy on the employee to forward your crap. Because there's layers when you get to Feige and Iger. And it could be as easy as a Disney employee that works in this department did not want to forward this. It can be as easy as that. And how many times did he email? I don't know.
There's also, besides that article, this podcast, he has been tweeting about this all day.
Of course.
He has gained a new ally. You want to know who his ally is?
I know.
No, not that guy. Not
disgruntled disgruntled comic book creators.
No. A disgruntled fired employee of Marvel.
Gina Carano?
Bo DeMayo.
Bo DeMayo. Oh, Bo DeMayo.
Whoa, he's taking. The tweets. I will say this. He's been posting emails that he sent Marvel, and he's tagging Disney. These emails are from 9 years ago. He's blaming Disney for how he was treated. Disney did not own the rights to Deadpool. Fox did. So why is he mad at Disney at this? I don't get it. But his tweets. Let me see.
Well, here's the thing. Feige has had a long. When you work with this many creatives, eventually something's going to come out. He's had a long run where there's been not too many disgruntled employees, but now you're starting to get them.
Yep.
I like what Bo DeMeo did, but he was kind of odd.
Private chat. You want to control and look at his receipts, and you'll see.
I'm going to follow him right now.
Yes, he said he didn't receive a single handshake. Classless. What else does he say?
I mean, I want creatives to be treated better. The creatives sometimes have to take these big companies to court to get any credit. Unfortunately,
he says, so embarrassed for you, Marvel and Walt Disney from 2016. What?
Here's the other thing. I love Stan Lee, but they propped him up like a tool to say, "Oh, this is how we treat creatives." But that is not how creatives are treated. That is how one creative was treated, because Stan Lee himself was like a character. Stan Lee was very likable and like a character himself. So that's why he got all that notoriety in the Marvel movies. But they used Stan Lee to act like they have good relationships. And I agree with Rob Liefeld on the most part, but then he is very combative and aggressive and Karen-ish in his email.
Anthony Cheeseman, who you got winning the Super Bowl? For me, my pick for the Super Bowl will always be any Super Bowl involving the Chiefs. The winner will always be the refs.
Taylor Swift.
The refs.
Oh.
The refs come out winning with their big paydays in their bank accounts for all the cheating they do. But I just sent you you want to bring up some of his tweets? Then we'll move on.
Let's hear more of what he's saying, because this is kind of
interesting.
My agent, but also my PR, a gentleman named Paul, who's lovely and sweet, and you've probably seen him around at public appearances with me over the last decade. Marvel was not pleased with my expression in this email.
They yelled at his
I'm just going to say that they flipped out. Voices were raised, tensions were expressed, and it was like, and I was told through both of them, they will not be responding to me in any manner. Now, I had asked for tickets to go to the premiere because I'm going to go back to Fox. I'm going to tell you something, especially after Fox could have regulated me to Nowheresville after the giant mega breakout success. Do you know how many times the people at Fox told me, Rob, this is our biggest movie ever. This is our most profitable. The other day, one of the cinema reporters, the guys that do the box office, they put up online the most profitable comic book films of like the last 15 years. Guys, I looked at this chart with some shock.
Is he taking a random website's charting of profits as gospel?
Well, we know it was successful. We know it was. I don't
myself. I've got it right here. It's estimated profits for 12 recent Hollywood films. Deadpool is number one. Deadpool is the most profitable comic book film of the last, looks like 15 years. The domestic box office of 359, the international box office of 405, a budget of $58 million. That's where it's the key. You got to remember, it's not saying it's the most successful. It's saying it's the most profitable, but which in many ways makes it the most successful.
What?
Its estimated profit for Fox was $360 million. Profit that they got on their return after buying ads, flying talent around, making the movie, whatever profit breaks there were. Iron Man 3 is number two. It had a budget.
Let's skip ahead.
Iron Man 3 had a budget of heard from anybody from Marvel and Disney because I was pretty states because of some glitch in some upload and the systems all went down and everybody we saw friends at LAX who were going pretty sure they didn't care. Well, because Paul scrambled and we were able to just at her most beautiful and stunning, my daughter, my sons, their dates, my future sister,
my future sister. Oh, what?
So then I was supposed to go and do the red carpet and peel off, and they would go have fun inside. And I'm gonna tell you something, because you never know what's gonna be waiting for you. And some of my friends from previous Deadpool films were there waiting in line, got to greet them, and then of course I got to meet NSYNC, and
NSYNC, what?
Chris Kirkpatrick, I know for a fact over the last 3 decades is a genuine, like legit comic book fan. And so that was so fun. And we took some pictures together, and I just did not at any point think I would be meeting NSYNC in line.
He's upset because
the reason I'm telling you about the red carpet is when I got all the way to the end, I talked to the different outlets, the different news, the trades, Hollywood Reporter, Variety, all the stuff that you do when you're doing a junket like that, or not a junket, just walking the line, doing the press. At the very end, the photographer at the end of the carpet saw that there was some talent from Deadpool 3 and gathered us together. Hey, I'd like to take a picture with you guys. And at this point, I'm just buzzing because it's so fun and we're about to all enjoy this movie together. And I know people are just going to love it. And they took some pictures. The photographer, who was, again, he's kind of the official end of the line photographer, takes the photos. And I get caught up in a brief chat and exchange with the different talent. And we disperse. And I walked over and Paul looks at me like he's, a little frustrated, not with me. I said, hey, could we get those photos from that photographer? And he kind of motioned me aside away from some of the publicists that were there. And he said, Rob, those photos were just deleted.
What?
That,
publicist.
Excuse me. That's crazy. I find that's insane. They deleted the photos. What? Why would they delete the photos?
Well, maybe if you only have so much space on your, if you're not, if you didn't bring enough memory, but I'm not saying it's a good excuse. A photographer should have
1 terabyte.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that would be the only reason, or if someone told them to, why would you delete? Okay, so let's hear what he has to say.
All right.
That is associated with the movie asked for all those pictures with you and that talent to be deleted. And that's when I just smiled because you guys, come on, I saw this coming, but you're like, wow, it's everything.
If that's true, that's pretty damn.
Actually,
that's
amazed
like, what the hell?
I was able to make it through. And who knows, maybe it was that they didn't want a scene. Just get Rob through the carpet, then get him to his seats and dump him there and dump his family. And so I found my family. They were super excited. They had been out having all sorts of fun, but I did not speak to anyone from Marvel. Nobody, film side, entertainment side, nobody had anything to do with me that night. That's fine. We got our seats. We watched the film up. Sorry, getting ahead of myself.
Help Rob
before we broke to go to our seats.
That Rob Liefeld.
I was able to sit. I was.
What happened?
Restore Rob. Mom Baradol says Rob's upset he doesn't have proof he met NSYNC. Why was NSYNC there? NSYNC got to go to the after party, that's for sure.
Because their song went to #1 after the movie.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that scene. Yeah.
Did they when after they took the pictures, did the photographer go bye pictures?
Was able. I had seen her while I was doing the red carpet.
You don't know this for sure. Leftovers, Aggie. We hear stuff. We hear stuff. You haven't met him directly.
Make eye contact and express that I wanted to hook up.
I like Leftovers, Aggie. I like Leftovers, Aggie. I want to get Zaggy with it.
Valada, I've already mentioned her. She is Lynn Weens' lovely widow, and they were sweet and fun together. And I've already told you, Everybody loved Len Wein. Guy was life of the party, super talented, huge accomplishments.
He talks
editor
a lot,
of
man.
The Watchmen with
You have to watch
Alan Moore. Okay, beyond
I
all his
never
incredible
heard a
achievements,
podcast where there's
which
just
go
one
beyond
person talking.
Wolverine and Giants as
It's
X-Men
like
number
he
one.
sounds
But
like he's interviewing himself.
I was speaking with
He's been
Christine,
doing
and
this
she
for a
did have
long
this wristband that I didn't have. And she said, "Hey, am I going to see you at the after party?" And I said, I don't know. And at that point, Paul is approaching me. And he pulls me aside and he said, "Hey, Rob, I just want you to know, just don't want you to be surprised. You and your family do not have tickets for the after party." I said, "Okay." Like, kind of doesn't surprise me. He goes, "With your permission, could I pursue this and see if maybe it was a mistake or if we could do something about it?" And I said,
Okay.
"Paul, that's fine if you want to pursue it." I mean, he was polite enough to put it in my court. I said, "Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's great. Let's hear it."
Yeah.
And then I saw that some of my other friends that I had been in line with, some of these production people, the people who I had taken pictures with that were deleted, they had that wristband too. And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, that's how it's going to be." What I have failed to mention is 2 months prior to this. So this is the week of San Diego Comic-Con. That Monday, and the premiere was announced to be on a Monday, and everybody in the press, anyone can vet this. It was not announced just shy of 3 weeks ahead. They determined on this site and this date, this Monday of Comic-Con.
Pause it. Listen, is Rob Liefeld the most tactful person? No. Did he sound like a Karen in his email? Yes. From what I heard about the red carpet, about things being deleted, and then his person looked into it and said, maybe we could see if this was a mistake, and he still didn't get access. I stand with Rob Liefeld. I do not like this. This is where, people get upset, even with the virtue signaling of Disney and Hollywood, where they act like they care about people when all they really do is care about IP. They care about IP and the people that are on the covers, like the Ryan Reynolds and stuff, but they don't actually care about people or that create these IP. This is consistent with movies, video games, music. They do not care about these people. And yes, you don't have to do it, but you absolutely effing should. And I don't like this. And if he is not just doing this for himself, if he's doing this for all creatives, I stand with him. But I also would like clarification of if he tried to do the same thing to the other creators of Deadpool, which there's some accusations there. But I completely stand with him on this battle of treating creators with respect. It's a party. This should be a celebration of the character. This was really lame. They even have a joke in the movie at his expense. And there's some funny business on the red carpet. It seems like it was more than just, we didn't get your email forwarded. It seems like it was more than that. If they're deleting stuff and then they're at the premiere checking
at this point.
It is personal. And I don't like this. And just because he's not Stan Lee, and I'm not this besmirching Stan Lee, I love Stan Lee, but there was issues with Stan Lee and other creatives too. Take it too much. There's accusations.
Oh, Stan Lee stole a lot of people's work.
I'm not. I'm saying the accusations are out there. Okay, but I'm saying they treated Stan Lee like a character and as a prop to act like they have good relations with creatives, and they don't. They just use Stan Lee, and Stan Lee was happy to do it.
Marvel at the time,
no, I know, but he was happy to do it too. He was happy to do it
by how creators were treated at Marvel. He set the standard.
No, I'm saying he was probably part of the problem himself, honestly. But I absolutely stand with him on this. I want creatives for these characters, even though they don't. Disney doesn't have to. Warner Bros. Doesn't have to. I would like to see them front and center in the credits. What does that hurt? Thanks to the awesome creative that created this great character for our movie, or this movie would not exist. Special thanks. How hard is that? And then let them go to the freaking after party and then make an after party that's really lit and don't tell anyone.
I don't know. I think it all comes down to him not being invited to the after party, and he probably got into his feelings. And
no, it does. It does.
I don't know. I just think it's overblown for myself.
If he's being truthful about the actual when he was at the premiere, that seems really suspect about pictures being deleted, and then his representative said, well, let me go check to make sure it wasn't a mistake.
RJ, I understand what you're saying, but these people sign contracts. When you work for Marvel and DC, you do not own anything that you create.
Okay.
Anything.
But does that mean we should side with the company? It's like a record company, like with music artists.
Max, you can't. This contract signed.
I know that, but you know how people stand with record musicians when they're under bad contracts.
I should be compensated on how far I've taken MME from low tier show it was in 2023 to where it is now.
You should be. I want you to get all the when I get that compensation,
co-created.
When I get that compensation, I will share it. When I get to 100K subs, I will share the compensation.
You know, this is the reason why Jim Lee, McFarlane, Liefeld, Larson, and all those other creators left Marvel to start Image is because of this very reason. They didn't own anything. They did not have the rights. They weren't going to get paid like
I agree with you.
The actual intellectual property.
I agree with you, but
if Liefeld would have been more successful, like McFarlane, this wouldn't be an issue.
If he was more successful, that's your argument that he blocked out because he's not as successful.
If his comics would have taken off,
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Did, this one would be an argument.
I don't like that. If you're more successful, the different roles for more successful.
Well, you don't think if his Youngblood would have been successful as Spawn.
So you should only be treated about this. So treatment and respect comes with success.
Haven't you noticed that?
I mean, that's how the world works.
That's why I don't treat your panelists with respect.
That's how the world works.
Guys, I love you guys.
We should all be better. That's not how and if you're if you really want to treat us with respect, have you thumbs up the video yet? No, but I disagree that because he wasn't as successful as other creatives that this should have happened to him. I disagree.
I didn't say it should have happened. I said we wouldn't be reading this article about him leaving Marvel because he would not have been at Marvel to leave if his projects were successful. He has a ton of failed projects that he put out.
I would like to be consistent and treat creatives in the comic industry just like I feel for record art musicians and video game people, especially in the early games of video games, were treated very unfairly, not given credit. Just because it happened doesn't make it right. And the industries should do everything in their power to show that they care about people as much as they care about IP. And I don't see that. And that's why a lot of people, even on the anti-woke side, they actually do have a point when they do all this virtue signaling. The industry doesn't care about people. It's not show friends, it's show business. And they put on this glossy thing like everything's a party and stuff, but they do not give people the respect that they should get, even though they don't have to. They don't have to legally. They don't have to. In the black and white, the attorneys, they're all covered. They own the IP, yes.
I agree with Degrassi. This kind of stuff doesn't happen to other image creators. I don't hear Silvestri or Larson crying.
Okay. Well, there could well be behind the scenes stuff that we don't know about for sure. But as a whole, though, I don't think, besides Stan Lee and besides Jim Lee, those are the two Lees that get all the attention for DC and Marvel. They're the only ones that are treated with somewhat respect. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Okay. Do we have any more to listen to this? Do we have any other topics too?
I think I have another topic.
Let's give him another minute or two to make some sense. See if he says any other nuggets.
I was scheduled to sign 2,000 comic books starting Tuesday. I was booked for 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, prior to the official kickoff of Comic-Con with CGC at a hotel, a ballroom, a site that I would be fulfilling all of the orders that they took for my signatures. This is the second time within a year that I had done it. I normally go to Florida and sign. And they said, Rob, we're just going to bring them all to you. And so I had to be back in San Diego because I just did not want to play around and move that date. I had to be back in San Diego on Tuesday. I was starting to sign at 4 p.m. on the West Coast in San Diego. I live 2 hours, so I will have to leave my house no later than 2 o'clock. Literally less than 24 hours from when I am in New York City at this premiere. And my entire family were all flying back on a 6 a.m. flight Tuesday morning following the premiere. And that is kind of something that is everyone's aware of. And it is, we're doing this movie and then we're leaving. But I have been to the invited and attended the after parties of the Thor movies, the Captain America movies.
Oh, really?
The Doctor Strange movies, the Ant-Man movies,
context.
the Avengers, Endgame, Infinity War, you name it, Eternals, Black Widow, whatever. I don't think there was. I think Black Widow, there wasn't one, and Eternals was really small. So, but you get the picture. Endgame, Infinity War.
Wow.
I've been always extended to this. So this is what happens before we go in and sit down. I then tell my wife, hey, just so you know, we're not going to be going to the after party. We are not on the list. We are not invited.
Hi, EVS.
And as the movie was starting, Paul leaned over to me and said, hey, I've made contact. I'll keep you up to date when the movie is over. The movie ends, and obviously people loved it. They had a fair amount of fans that they packed in for the screening. That was really fun.
Sure.
And the movie.
So
he's been invited to other events over the years.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything that's had a premiere, he's been given access to.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened that he didn't get access to this after party.
He was asking for more credit for creatives in the email, and he was aggressive in the email.
Well, I don't think I think him asking for his name to be featured in the beginning of the movie and not just in the end credits or mid credits or whatever.
Did he say the beginning, or he just said towards the top?
That's why he brought up Superman the movie. Mm-hmm. That the creatives got the crawl in the beginning of the movie, and he didn't. So
it could also be the Ryan Reynolds factor, because listen, right? People like Ryan Reynolds in the. To be fair, we'll highlight EVS's comment right here because it's about the topic. It's an absolute disgrace that he wasn't treated properly as the creator of this mega franchise, is what EVS says. Okay, that's fair enough. To be fair, it could be Ryan Reynolds' factor that he has a lot of pull over this stuff in this character now, even more so than the creatives. Which he did bring it back to prominence. He did really help. Prominence. Yes, Deadpool is a much more popular character now because the Ryan Reynolds.
That movie would not have made as much as it did if Hugh Jackman was not in that movie.
No, the first Deadpool was very successful. The first Deadpool was probably more profitable than Deadpool and Wolverine because it was made on a lower budget. It went. I think it went to $1 billion. The first one. Without Wolverine. But I've also heard things. I don't want to create Ryan Reynolds as a villain either, but it seems this stuff with that his wife in that new movie that's out seems really. I've been hearing things about that too. I don't like all this.
Whatever happened behind the scenes in that movie, we'll never get the full story. Everybody has a side for that. I'm pretty sure things were taken wrong on both sides. I know recently the judge in that case told them both to shut up. Stop litigating this case in the public because it's getting ridiculous now. I don't even care about it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, I across the board, I want creatives to be treated better. I don't like this disconnect. It's not good. These characters wouldn't exist. I don't think he should have been. If the context there where he was at the other parties, that is extremely suspect. Extremely suspect. If he was at all these, he was invited to all these other parties, and then this one after he sent his email, that seems like they did forward the email and he got shut out. So do I? All right. So what? How will we wrap this up? Do you blame him for leaving Marvel? Do you blame Rob Liefeld if all these things are accurate? Do you blame him for me? What is he going to do now? Is he going to go to DC? Is he going to just do his own thing?
He's. I believe there's a his series Evangeline is starting up again. He has a cover coming up for the last Halloween, a Batman cover.
And this is Margot Robbie's next project?
Yeah, Evangeline is Margot Robbie.
Can we find let me find an article on that,
because her production company has the rights, and she's going to star as Evangeline, I believe.
Someone said that he's not invited to that either. But it's not even ready to.
They're joking.
Oh, okay. Margot Robbie. All right.
My God.
No, but I don't like this. This also, I don't know much about this character, but it seems like a cool character, and it's for Margot Robbie to also jump to this after Harley Quinn. This character's got to be pretty.
I'm not sure if Liefeld still owns the rights or if he sold them to this character, but hopefully he'll get invited to the after party after this.
Okay. So Olivia Wilde, Margot Robbie to adapt comic Evangeline from Deadpool creator. And X-Men producer Simon Kinberg are joining forces for a feature adaptation of Evangeline, a comic book character from Deadpool co-creator Rob Liefeld. Wilde, whose filmmaking credits include Booksmart. Okay, I want to hear something interesting. This project doesn't have a home yet, so the creative team will try to sell the film to studios and streamers in the coming weeks. It's unclear who will play Evangeline. Margot will, probably. An angel who fights the forces of evil and often finds herself face to face with demons and monsters. Rob Liefeld, best known for bringing to life the Merc with a Mouth. Deadpool, co-created the character Evangeline in 1995. That's really cool. I'm looking forward to this project. I hope it does find a home. And if Rob Liefeld was important to that character too, I hope he's invited to the premiere.
For anyone interested, Liefeld has a Batman cover I mentioned earlier. Here's the cover. It should be coming out next month.
Oh, he is actually working at DC too then?
Yes.
Okay. So
he's done a DC cover in a very, very, very long time.
So he's moving more back to DC then, it seems like, because unless he goes independent.
Yeah, this is not a good cover.
I mean, I don't like the cover. I don't like the way Joker looks at all. It looks like Pennywise.
It looks like the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, the Batman looks all right. But the Jack-o'-lantern looks cool. I just do not like the way that Joker looks.
So moving on. I don't think I've seen anybody talk about this today or anywhere. We have a new vice president of development at Lucasfilms.
Woo! Woo!
We have Derek Hoffman has been appointed Lucasfilms' new vice president of development and will now oversee live action projects. Good. Hoffman worked on each film in the X-Men franchise, in addition to the shows Legion and The Gifted.
I like those shows. Legion's better than Gifted, but Gifted was fun. Listen, Kathy Kennedy needs all the help she could get. She can't do it on herself or do it on her own. So until they because she's such a big name, they won't outright replace her. But I applaud them bringing more people on. The last person was the lady that worked with J.J. Abrams. She was signed on and didn't do anything.
There's other people that had this job before he did. Exact same job.
Yeah, the girl that was with J.J. Abrams.
The woman that was with J.J. Abrams?
The woman, sorry. Yes, the woman. Yeah, that didn't do shit. Barely did shit. So, listen, anything that can help get Star Wars in theaters, I'm for. She is not going to do it on her own. This just proves to me that she can't do it on her own. She has to get more people.
What do you mean more people? She had to fill it.
She has to have people do her job and take the credit.
What is her job, Max? Tell me what Kathleen Kennedy's job is.
She's the president of Lucasfilm. She should be in charge of getting
what is her daily job entail?
Make sure to work with creatives to get these projects out. especially the ones you
job
announce.
description, Max? Please tell me what she does at Lucasfilms.
Handle the
you
day
made
to day,
so many videos on
handle
Kathleen Kennedy.
handle the day to
You
day,
would
manage,
think
handle
that
them.
Kathleen.
You won't even let me finish. You're just
Hold
jumping
on,
down my
hold
throat.
on, Max.
You won't
You
even
made
let me
so
finish.
many Kathleen Kennedy
won't even
videos over the years. You should know what her
won't-
job is, what her daily routine is,
She should be.
what
She should
her
be
description of her job is.
She
Just
should
saying.
be in charge
Go
of budget,
ahead, Max.
financing, producing these movies, working with creatives, making sure the projects make sense with the overall story group. She should be handling all that. But now she's just accepting awards and doing Vanity Fair interviews and announcing projects at Star Wars Celebration that never happened.
Are you
That's
sure
what
she
she's
announced
doing.
projects, or did the trades announce them and you taking this?
Listen, I don't care what framing
canon
or spin you want to do it, but yeah, everyone's too busy for Star Wars. That's accurate. Okay. That's just so accurate. I don't listen to PR BS. You know, there's all obviously some failures with Star Wars right now. Is it the worst thing ever? Can it not recover? No. Is it dead? No. I'm in the middle. It's not dead.
Did they make
there's
a
life
billion
in it
in merchandise alone? Yes.
Yes, it can survive with merchandising and and IP. And,
of it.
Yeah. So yes, it can, but it shouldn't be that way. You know. All right. Yes, I think this is not the most exciting announcement for Derek Hoffman. Okay. He's worked in the X-Men franchise. So Legion and Gifted, those were kind of fun.
I'm gonna pull up an argument that I've seen many times when people get hired for Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
What experience does he have with Star Wars? Is he a Star Wars fan? What makes him eligible to work on Star Wars at Lucasfilm? Huh? Did I get it right?
I don't care. I don't care that he doesn't have history with Star Wars. He's done franchise work for X-Men. He's done 2 successful TV shows before Disney took over the Fox properties. So I'm okay with that.
Well, he was just a producer on these projects.
He worked on each film in the X-Men franchise. Each one.
Well, I only see credit for X-Men Days of Future Past as an associate producer. Gifted, he was an executive producer. Legion, he was co-executive producer. He did a short, The League, and something called 16 Blocks. He was a co-producer. So I don't see anything that, I don't know. He doesn't seem qualified to work on Star Wars. There we go. I said it.
No, listen, not everyone that works on Star Wars has to have qualifications like that. I just would like them to do something in the sphere of creating these big epic movies. So Star Wars should be epic, you know. Degrassi, you're going hard.
Oh my God,
Degrassi, I don't know if I could take it. You're going so hard at me today, but I want to address this. I don't need numbers like I had in the Last Jedi numbers before, because I have the community that I have now. And to be completely transparent, I was unhinged. I was very unhappy with my life at that moment. There was a lot of shit going behind the scenes.
You don't have to explain yourself to your audience.
No, I was really upset at that point. And to be fair, you know, there was a moment in my life where the thought of new Star Wars, the new comic book movies kept me alive. That's why I say entertainment keeps people there. I'm like, I want to stay on this earth so I could see the next Star Wars, so I could see what happens to Luke, Leia, and Han. And then when I saw it, and it was a complete, in my opinion, complete disgrace to what happened to Luke. I lost it. And then there was other things happening behind the scenes in my personal life where I was very angry. I was very angry that it got that way. So yes, I will never get the views, and I will hopefully never be that angry again, because it did not make any of my life happy. My family didn't make me happy. I was miserable, and I can't talk. And it's very boring to talk about the same topic every single day. I basically talked about Star Wars every single day. I cannot do that again. So you're right. I will never get those views again. Thank you, Degrassi. Never again will I get those views. But hopefully I do something different.
All right, now that you had your emotional, touchy-feely moment,
what's
Max.
my excuse? Wow, Degrassi
Oh.
is no empathy towards me whatsoever. What's my excuse now? I'm being genuine now. I'm not acting. I'm not acting. I don't need an acting class. Sorry.
RJ, I think that Max had a video with 100 plus K views on it.
Yes, I got monetized overnight.
Yes.
That was I'll tell you what, that was cool. That made
speaking
me happy.
Speaking of Kevin Feige's failures,
yeah,
we have word from Collider that Armor Wars is no longer moving forward.
Yes.
We want to make sure whatever
it looks like Don Cheadle just got the memo.
We are making sure, we want to make sure whatever we're making is awesome. So we had to slow down some things that were on the front burner. Doesn't mean we'll never make it. This is done. Kaput.
Oh, he's doing a full Kathy Kennedy. It's just, we're too busy. It's still in development. No, it's not.
So I want to see a rant about Kevin Feige and his failure.
I would actually criticize Don Cheadle. I think he's an amazing actor.
Don Cheadle? What does Don Cheadle have to do with it?
I think he's an amazing actor, but not
you will not blame Feige, but you want to blame the actor.
No, he's not.
Blame the creators.
He is not exciting in the role. I'm sorry. Don Cheadle sucks as War Machine.
Wow, man.
He sucks as War Machine. So much so that when he dropped from the air, I kind of giggled a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. As long as he stayed alive. As long as he stayed alive. No.
I'm starting to agree with Degrassi. Your takes are bad. Your acting is bad.
Don Cheadle's an amazing actor, but he phones it in as War Machine.
No, we're talking about your acting.
I am not acting. I'm being completely honest. I liked Terrence Howard as War Machine. And you know what? They did treat him bad, Marvel. Talking about, other, and at that time, they were
even RJ turned on you.
Thanks, RJ. Back at you.
But you see the double standards, guys.
No, Don. Listen, I love Don Cheadle.
If this would have been a Kathleen Kennedy project, he would have been all over it.
No.
Instead, he's blaming the actor.
It would have
not blaming Kevin Feige. He's blaming the actor.
He does not. Don Cheadle does not bring the boys or the girls to the yard. He's not going to bring anyone to the seats.
That's not
for
the
him.
point, Max.
No, his character project. He's not cool. He's not cool or charismatic enough to have a feature project. I'm sorry.
You are Kevin Feige simp.
No,
officially Kevin Feige simp.
I would love this. I would love to watch Iron Wars. Okay, but Don Cheadle ain't it.
Your hypocrisy is enlightening.
I am objective enough that say I would like to see it personally, but I don't think I would. I don't think it would be successful.
Max hates black characters and white female leads.
No, I do not. I just said I like Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard was a better Rhodey. I loved him as Rhodey. I was excited to see him next.
Clip it. Clip
what? Go ahead and clip it. I like Don Cheadle. I like him in serious roles, but he's lacks charisma as Rhodey. But it seems like he's sleepwalking through his lines.
That has nothing to do with what it's been announced. This project is dead.
Yes,
after
because
years of development, wasted money. Kevin Feige hyping this up. It is dead. It's a failure on Marvel Studios by Kevin Feige. Failure. He needs to be fired. He needs to be replaced.
No, there's
very few. Kevin Feige. There's very few. The LIEFELD and now this. Come on, fire him.
No. There's very few projects that Marvel and the MCU have not worked out. This is one of them. And even though I do want to personally see it, I would support this movie in the theaters or on Disney Plus. I would. But I don't think it would be successful. And ultimately, they've made some hard decisions they've adjusted
Oh,
They
so
made
it's
some
all right
adjustments.
for Kevin Feige to do it, not for Kathleen.
Well, when you're
Double
still releasing
standard.
movies in the theater, yes. He
Double
still has
standard.
movies in the theater and he still has Disney Plus shows. Yes. So he's made some tough decisions. Definitely. I think this is probably one of the smarter decisions that, you know, I would have liked to see War Machine and Captain America together in this new Captain America movie. What? Even.
Why?
Because I would have liked to see him resurface in another project instead of his own project, because I don't think he could carry it on his own. I don't. Just because he's not exciting enough. It has nothing to do with, you know, what people are saying in the chat. No,
it's not even about that. I don't know why you keep talking about that. It's about Kevin Feige's failure.
It's the Liefeld thing is a failure. This, I think you have to cut some things that were announced after things underperformed. The amount of projects that they announced, the Disney Plus shows.
Oh, so it's all right for them to do it, but when DC does, there's a problem.
No, there's nuance there, Bruce. The amount of projects is different. The amount of projects. This is one project that I think out of all the projects that they didn't film yet, this seems like it would have to go, you know. Unless you could do a team up. Do Ironheart and War Machine together. That would be because that would be great. Because Tony Stark's not there and he's got similar powers and a similar aesthetic and a suit. I would love to see that.
Now you're just making stuff up. Stop.
RJ used his member for 9 months super chat. Can you guys react to Spermageddon trailer? I don't think I want to. That sounds awful.
Ew.
Spermageddon? What are you doing in your free time, RJ? That sounds gross.
Dude, seriously.
Okay. We've gone way over an hour. I think is that we call it a day?
Sure. I did have there's a new photo of Galactus. I want to show.
Cool. You could bring that up. I'd like to see that.
Hold on. See if I can find it. So we got they released another shot of Galactus. His shadow. It's only his shadow, but you know, it's still another shot.
No, that's my picture. That's me. Where'd you get this from? I told you not to send that.
Whatever.
I told you not to. You should not be sharing.
Galactus incoming.
They call me Galactus Maximus. Maximus Galactus.
You don't even believe that lie.
Yes, it is. Don't show my pictures on stream. God. All right.
So
that is not my finger. No, it is not.
So make sure you go thumbs up at Kingdom of Nerds if you're watching on MME. And if you're watching on Kingdom of Nerds, go over to MME and thumbs up. We could use all the engagement we can get. It makes this show possible.
Mm-hmm.
So are you streaming tonight, Max?
I might, yeah.
What's your topic? How to be a douche?
No, X-Men.
What about the X-Men?
Well, I got to get together.
Give them a preview of what we're going to talk about tonight.
I am going to be talking about, there seems to be a lot of smoke around, and where there's smoke, there's fire around X-Men casting. There's a lot of stuff coming out, and I'm very happy. And it seems they are going extremely young with the cat. Now, how is Hugh Jackman's Wolverine going to factor into that? I have no idea, but I like the young, talented people they're talking about. And then also we're going to be talking about Javier Bardem is being rumored as Mr. Sinister, not Henry Cavill. Yeah. So it's very exciting that we're getting Fantastic Four, and then X-Men seems to be coming right after.
I think that Spermageddon might have been the discussing films account get hacked, because that looks a little pornographic for a animated film.
What is RJ trying to do? Trying to get us our channels taken down by showing that on air?
I don't know, but I'm not watching. I'm not bringing that.
Well, not watching it on air. I'll watch it right after.
No.
All right. Well, have a good one, everyone. Support the Power Hour. We'll be back real soon.
And there's something wrong with the trailer. All the names are in German. Just saying. But thank you. Good night. Hasta luego. De voy mañana. Bye-bye.
Oh, who's calling me? All right. Bye, everyone.
Wow.